makes you happy.
It can't be that bad.
Hoi guys and dolls, welcome to another Melanie's Moments.
Hey guys and dolls, so today I'm here with V and Amanda and Christopher Walken, or Cassie.
Otherwise known as Cassie.
We wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about overcoming insecurities, because I think every single girl and boy gets insecure about something.
So I'm really short, I'm like 5 feet tall, and I used to be very, very insecure about that. You know how supermodels are always like 5'10", and that's beauty to me, and like the shorter I am, I feel like I'm really ugly because of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I've always been so like drawn to like petite people, and so it's funny how like we get this one image of beauty in our minds, and if we don't fit that ourselves, we obsess over it. Because like for me, I always had really bad skin, and my body type was always like the total opposite of what's presented as like the sexy perfect body type, because I'm apple shaped and I'm a bit bigger and stuff than what you'll see in magazines. So when I was younger, I just felt horrible about myself. I really did. And I think it's like totally down to socialization. Like we are taught from a very young age that there's one ideal of beauty, and we're not really taught how to appreciate different types of beauty at a younger age. What about you girls first? You can kind of like jump in.
I was insecure about everything. Like literally.
And look at her! Like
every single thing you can possibly be insecure about, I was insecure about it. But mostly it was my personality, because I've always come off, especially to girls, as like really weird. And
that's
whenever
my favorite thing about you
I hung out with girls, they would be like, she's super weird, and I'd be like, do you want to hang out at lunch hour? And they'd be like, sure, and then they'd like run away. And so I'd be like, I'm just so weird.
Oh, Cassie!
Yeah, YouTube's been cool for me because I've become a lot more confident.
And you can be like quirky in your videos, and everyone loves that. Like that's what I love most about her channel. Like you're so yourself, and you're not like fake. You're not trying to be someone else.
I think I was always really insecure about being shy. Like I was always really shy growing up, and like I still can be, but like a lot of that has, you know, I've like worked through that.
Do you girls think that like we always want what we don't have, or that we always want to be what we aren't? And like why is that?
Because the grass is always greener.
When I was overweight before, and then like I lost so much weight, and I kind of made it be this massive deal in my mind. So it wasn't a case of like I was just trying to get back to my natural body type. I was fighting against my natural size and shape and my lifestyle, and I was like obsessing over it, like it was all I cared about. And then when I got to that point, I became even more insecure, because I started focusing on all these other flaws that I then perceived.
It never goes away. Like
No.
I used to be really skinny, and people call me like anorexic and all sorts of stuff like that. So I started binge eating, and it never caught up to me until university, and then I like kind of blew up, and then I lost the weight, then I gained it back, then I lost it again, and now I have like these stretch marks on my butt.
I had those.
Like, I used to hate them, but now I'm just cool with it. It doesn't matter.
What I started doing was like looking at myself in the mirror, and instead of focusing on all the things I didn't like, I was focusing on the things that I did like, or that I was lucky that I had. Look at what sets you apart, and to realize that like your body, like no one else looks exactly like you. If I see a model and I'm stunned by how physically beautiful they are, because a model is going to have those kind of features that we're kind of programmed to go toward, and you know, they're beautiful.
Because you see it all the time.
Yeah, I will also see somebody who's the polar opposite of that, and also see beauty in them. And it doesn't mean one is more beautiful than the other. Like I think you need to take every individual as an individual and not compare yourself to other people.
I think there are social norms that prevent us from liking ourselves. Like,
For normal, it's like not like yourself.
Yeah, like it's. I feel like a lot of people in our society are intimidated by a strong, confident woman who likes herself. And I was always afraid of coming off as like vain, or someone who just like loves myself too much, really vapid. So I hated myself, and that like people
like relate that.
Yeah. It's
And
like
so
they think, oh, it's so cute that she's
one
like
day-
so pretty and she hates herself.
Yeah,
so
it's like she doesn't know it. Like she doesn't know that she's pretty, and like I don't think that.
Even One Direction, you don't know you're beautiful.
It's like stop celebrating people that hate themselves.
Yeah. Like what age were you guys when you stopped being so insecure? Were you like in your teens, or were you like
Probably like
Early.
just a few years. Yeah, like
Yes, just a few years ago.
20s. Yeah, a few years
Early
ago.
20s.
I would say.
Yeah. But sometimes I feel like insecurities are important, so you can always try to improve yourself. I don't mean like beauty-wise.
It's good to be self-aware.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
You
definitely.
know, like I mean to challenge yourself. I guess I don't mean beauty physically, but I mean mentally.
Yeah.
So you can always improve yourself.
I care more about how people perceive me as a person rather than like my outward appearance.
Right.
But if I'm going to a party, I want to feel my best, so I will do my hair. I will wear a really nice fancy dress.
I really like getting ready.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
so
lie.
it's so enjoyable, and it's kind of like presenting your best self to the world. So guys, if you're insecure right now, there's definitely certain things that you can do that will get you on the path to total like self-acceptance. We're all like not 100,000,000% there, am I right? Like I
I'm
don't.
definitely always working on stuff. Like,
Yeah.
No,
constantly,
I'm my
every
biggest
day.
critic.
Exactly.
Yes.
But I like myself. So it's
Yeah, the thing I've been working on the most recently, like say in the last year, is self-esteem in myself, where I'm not jealous of other people. So I try and never be jealous of anyone else or resent someone else for having things that I don't have, or you know,
it's not a zero-sum game. Like, the other girl isn't hogging all of the pretty.
we're not in competition with each other. Like, girls should be building each other up and supporting each other.
together.
Yeah, rather than kind of being like, oh, you know, this is the whole bitchiness thing and the whole.
Like, I don't like her, I'm gonna bring her down instead of, I mean, like, I think for me, the best tip, I think, would just be surround yourself with positive people. I mean, I had
So
a lot of negative people, like, growing up in my life.
And they make you insecure because they're like, nice outfit, nice hair.
Don't ever give someone else the power to
Exactly.
like ruin your day or to
Yeah.
kind of rule your emotions or how
Yeah.
you view yourself, because I think when you allow someone else to have that power, so say if you like a guy and he's like, oh yeah, I like you, but you know, I'm not too interested or whatever, if you let that then change your view of yourself, like why would you do that?
What
Like,
could an insecure person say to themselves every morning to remind themselves that they're worth it? Because I think a lot of people don't want to tell themselves that they're
I think
worth
they're
it.
afraid to. Like,
Yeah, well, I was afraid too because I was like, I don't want to be one of those stuck up like
Yeah.
people that I hate.
Exactly, and that's also though driven into you from a young age. It's
Right.
like you're not meant to like yourself, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
I care what people think about me,
Right.
but in a sense, like, do I really care about what they think? Like, is it going to affect my happiness and myself and like
Is it
how
worth
I
it?
exactly?
we're given this one image of like a symmetrical face and this exact body height
Tall,
and
thin.
yeah, like just curvy enough and you big glossy hair and all these things. Yes, like they symbolize like beauty and youth and things that are beautiful, but at the same time, like some of the most beautiful women in the world, like Meryl Streep, she is so sexy, like she's so beautiful, she's so confident, the way she carries herself. So I think you need to just redefine beauty, and that will help you to accept yourself and see that you fit in. Like it's not like these people are beautiful and everyone else is just not.
One thing that kind of was like revelation to me was that I stopped living in like the imagination world and I got down to reality. Like I used to picture a certain way, you know, like I should look a certain way, my growing up should look a certain, my boyfriend should look a way, my marriage should look a certain way, you know, just I have a
Like from the outside perspective?
Something you're projecting. You're
Yeah.
projecting this image of like a fake
you know,
kind of
it could
perfect
be
world.
right, exactly, like how this is how my life path should be and this is how it should look, you know, start at a young age, this is what I wanted for my future. And then once I got there and it didn't fit it, you kind of like, oh shit, I'm a failure.
Yes, failure is so important. I think like if you don't fail, you can't grow and learn. You know what I mean?
I think that victim mentality is one of the most harmful things you can have. Is just kind of blaming everything and yourself instead of just being like, okay, I failed, I'm gonna pick things up and do
Right.
this again. Inaction leads to stagnation, that leads to like feelings of depression, and it's just a downward spiral.
So girls, thank you so much for doing this video with me.
Thank you for inviting me.
No problem.
And we did videos on all these amazing ladies' channels, and all of them are completely different. Their links are down below. Make sure you subscribe to them, and I'll see you again in another video, I'm sure, because this is my channel, and this is just where I'm Bye!